Seahawks Today coming up in just a few moments from right now. Before we do, need your help to get to 31,500 subscribers here on the channel. We are just 22 subscribers away, and I know we got some people watching that are not subscribed. So do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. I even wore my red and blue today. Got the win over Iran. Take that. U.S. #1. Go America, go Seahawks, and everything in between. Subscribe now, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Welcome in. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us on today's show. We are talking about three of your favorite Seattle Seahawks players are all leading at their positions when it comes to the Pro Bowl voting. And not only do I want to talk about their Pro Bowl odds and all that, but kind of just break down their seasons. Quarterback Geno Smith, linebacker Jordyn Brooks, and cornerback Tariq Woolen, all leading at their positions, respectively, in the NFC. Now, it's worth noting, this offseason, the NFL scrapped the actual tackle Pro Bowl game, replacing it with a flag football game and a skills competition. Voting for the Pro Bowl games remain open on NFL.com, as well as the team sites, and fans can start voting via Twitter with the hashtag Pro Bowl Vote on December 1st. Voting closes on Thursday, December 15th, and players and coaches will cast their ballots on December 16th, with all three groups counting for 1/3 of the selection process. So that's how that is going to go down, but things look to be pretty good for Geno Smith and Jordyn Brooks and Tariq Woolen. And the main thing that we're pointing at is that these guys are getting recognized, appreciated around the league by not just Seahawk fans, but everyone else is starting to take notice, in particular with Geno Smith, leading the NFC in Pro Bowl voting at 70,230 votes at this point in time. And we know the story with Geno Smith of getting back to being where he is, right, as finally a starting quarterback again after waiting so long to get that opportunity, replacing Russell Wilson and all of that, right? Well, let's look at these statistics first, just what he's done on the field this season. Completion percentage near 73%. That's the highest of any quarterback in the NFL this year. His QBR, pretty dang good as well, close to 108 at 107.9. That's second best of anybody in the National Football League. Passing touchdowns, he's got 19. That ties him for fifth among all quarterbacks in the league. And remember, he's coming off, that bye week was, a week or two ago. So even with that, he's still in fifth place with other teams that haven't taken their bye yet. And then passing yards-wise, Geno's at 2,802. That's sixth among all quarterbacks so far this year. And I love what people are realizing with this story of Geno Smith. Not only are we looking at a guy that looks like the odds-on favorite to be comeback player of the year, but the fact that he's in position to be one of these Pro Bowl quarterbacks, even if they're not doing a Pro Bowl game or anything like that, just the fact that fans are gravitating towards the story of Geno Smith, that he didn't write back, right? And everything that goes along with that, to me, that's one of those feel-good stories that sports is all about. But this is not just a feel-good story here. I mean, Geno is putting in the work. He is doing what it takes not only to play at a high level, but to put his team in position to win football games and be right in the thick of the playoff race to contend in the NFC West and also to contend for the wild card spot. Because of the leadership, what Geno Smith has done, the Seahawks are in the position they're in largely because of Geno Smith. So with that, will Geno make the Pro Bowl? Leading the votes seems to be a pretty good start with, 2-3 more weeks left in the voting at this point. Do you think he's going to make it and get it done? If you think he will, type Y for yes. If not, type in for no. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Get your votes in. Y for yes, in for no if Geno will make the Pro Bowl. Let's talk Jordyn Brooks now, leading the NFC among middle linebackers with 46,300 votes at this point in time, and he leads the league in tackles with 122 so far this season. Also leads the league in solo tackles with 82. And on top of that, you're looking at a guy who's had 4 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble, and 1 tackle for loss. Now, what's interesting is credit where credit's due for Jordyn Brooks for getting all those tackles, but the nerds at PFF and other of these so-called experts out there have not liked Jordyn Brooks this year. Obviously, he's a popular player, and that certainly helps for him getting that number 1 nod. The fans in the fan vote are seeing something different compared to the football nerds, who ranked Jordyn Brooks as the 50th best inside linebacker this season. And we've seen, there's been times where Jordyn Brooks has made his fair share of mistakes. I mean, just last week, he did not play good in that loss against the Raiders and let Josh Jacobs and that Raider offense run all over him. You know who's number 1 according to PFF? It's Bobby Wagner. I mean, I hate to break that to you folks, but that's the reality here. So, although I like what I've seen at this point in the year from Jordyn Brooks, and I think that he's playing at a high level, there's still work to be done, obviously, when it comes to Jordyn Brooks this season. I think he deserves recognition. I'd love to see him in that Pro Bowl, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. This is somebody that has made his fair share of mistakes. With Jordyn Brooks so far in 2022, in actuality, despite what maybe the Pro Bowl vote says, when you combine the Pro Bowl vote and then look at PFF, I think truth can kind of meet in the middle here. You're getting the good, but you're also getting the bad with Jordyn Brooks too. So with that, of combining the good and the bad, what would you grade Jordyn Brooks this season so far? Get out those red pins for me. Type A, B, C, D, or F. How you think Brooksy's done in 2022. Let me know how you would grade the season so far for him, A, B, C, D, or F. Today's show is presented by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, use the promo code Seahawks125. You get a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 down, you get $125 to spend for free. Current odds on the NFC West right now, the Niners have pulled out to a bit of a lead, not just in the standings by 1 game, but also in the odds right now at -600. The Seahawks, some good value. If you still think they're going to pull off the division here, now's the time to get your bets in with the Seahawks at +400. Cardinals at +10,000, and the Rams, the Seahawks' next opponent, at +25,000. You can bet on this as well as any game across the National Football League at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Seahawks125. One more player to discuss, and that is rookie cornerback Tariq Woolen. Woolen has been incredible this year, and so far the Pro Bowl voting shows that he's leading the way among corners with 58,633 votes. And some of the accomplishments for Woolen, he's currently leading the NFL among cornerbacks in interceptions with 5. And among all players, he's second in the league with that number. Pretty impressive what we've seen from Tariq Woolen of just being a ball hawk and taking care of business there. Now, when we talked earlier, when it came to Jordyn Brooks, that you kind of mixed the good with the bad, right? Well, the one knock you could say on Tariq Woolen of what his season has been so far is because he has been such a gamer of going after interceptions that he has given up some pass plays too, that you've mixed both, right? And so the completion percentage a little bit higher, comparably speaking, to most number 1 corners at 55.8%. But again, he's a rookie that you picked day 3, right? So, I mean, you have to take that all into account, of course. Passer rating for quarterbacks going up against Woolen is around 60. And what do we tell you about cornerbacks all the time, especially when Deion Sanders, right? They don't like to tackle. Well, in Tariq Woolen's case, he's actually done a good job of taking care of business and wrapping guys up. Only 1 missed tackle to this point in the year so far for Tariq Woolen. And so, with that said, Tariq Woolen not only deserves to be in the Pro Bowl just because of what he's done on the field. It's not just the feel-good story here of why that of being a day 3 selection, of why he's in this position that he's in. But it's been incredible, right? I mean, you're talking about a guy that I think was the best pick, period, in the draft. To get him in the 5th round, to get him day 3, and to be in this position, to have 5 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, 38 tackles. That's incredible. I mean, they make movies off those type of deals, folks, for what Tariq Woolen has been able to put together this year. That not only did the Seahawks find value here and find a good player and pull this off, but for him to play at this high level, credit where credit's due for Tariq Woolen, and very deservingly of this consideration. So we'll see if he ends up making it. What's the one word you would use to describe Tariq Woolen's season so far? Give me one word in the comments section. My one word for Tariq Woolen, what I would use to this point, I'd say gnarly. I mean, this has been gnarly, man. To see a guy like this in this circumstance and compete at this high of a level and still knowing that he's got his whole career in front of him at this point. I mean, that's gnarly, man. That's what I would use for my one word. Give me your one-word reaction in the comments section. Also, you can tweet at me at Tyler Jones Live, also on Instagram and Facebook as well, talking about your Seahawks all the time on those social media platforms. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us.